Stone that we're using is a Luter stone. It's consistent in color. We're actually using a white mason sand with a white cement, so it'll be a nice contrast to the tan colored stone and the red bodied brick as well. And then moving over to the house itself, just a few things that we do that may be a little different than most builders. We still use a Tyvek house wrap. The Tyvek provides great weatherization, waterproofing, and vapor barrier for the interior of the home. So you can see all the tape that we do over the joints of the Tyvek, but most importantly, the tape that we do around the window provides the flashing for those windows and doors so they don't get any water penetration inside the house. So it just does a good job of sealing up all the penetrations. That coupled with full encapsulation foam that we do provides for a very tight house. So there's a few things we have to do HVAC wise to bring in fresh air, but it makes for a very, very solid, sound, and energy efficient home. And then the foam insulation's obviously something we do in all of our homes as well. Just does a lot better job of sealing up penetrations and a better job of insulating the house. Front door is going to be a mahogany door. You can already see we've used mahogany jamb, 5-inch wide by 3/4-inch thick white oak, and we'll nail that down over 5/8 plywood. You can see where the old plywood used to be. Those are the little chips. That's where they drove the nails in from the plywood when it was originally installed. So when we pulled the plywood up, a little bit of the concrete came up, but all that will be covered with the new plywood and the hardwood. We have the same foundation. We did move a few of the walls around and also moved a little bit of the plumbing around to make some of the baths a little bit larger, especially the master shower. You'll be able to see what we're going to do in there. That's a cased opening and then a door into the master bathroom. Ceiling height here is 10 feet. And then the master bedroom ceiling pops up to 11 and then 12 feet. So we'll have a nice trim detail in both of those pop-ups. You can see the fire protection system rough in that's done. Those are the red caps. And then obviously we use the Anderson 100 series windows, which is a great product for this climate. So everything throughout the house is the white oak with the exception of the baths and the utility room. So you can see we do a borate treatment on the framing. They come up about 2 feet and provides the termite protection for the interior of the home.
Okay.
Little details that we do. So I don't like to be able to see the lights from thermostats or security system keypads when you're in the bed. So we move those out of the bedroom. Just a small detail that makes a big difference once somebody gets in the house.
That's neat.
Easy to move now, hard to move later. So this is going to be a neat tub shower configuration. So this whole opening will have a 3/8-inch frameless shower enclosure. Shower will be on this side. The tub will be on that end. It's a pedestal tub. You can see the valves for the tub filler there. But that whole area will be enclosed by a frameless shower glass unit. So you have the shower on one end and the tub on. Master vanity with 2 sinks, obviously, plenty of drawer space. One thing we'll always try to include in all the bathrooms, whether it be in the bath or adjacent to the bath, is a linen closet or a linen cabinet. The linen cabinet in the master is right behind you there, so it's a good size linen cabinet for towels and all the other stuff you have in your master bathrooms. Same thing with our master commode rooms. We'll do a commode upper above the commode just to have a place to store TV and other things that you might need. And then moving into the master closet, it's a split master closet, so you have his and hers. This probably being her side would be my guess.
Yep.
With the smaller side being the man's side. But both of them are a good sized closet with plenty of surface area of walls that will allow us to do, rods and shelves and everything else that we do in our closets. So everything we do is on 16-inch center. We use a finger jointed stud. And then moving up to the ceiling joist and the rafter, we use the same thing there. We do 16-inch spacing. We use a number 2 grade material. Code would allow us to go to number 3, which is a less strong, has more knots, but we prefer to use the number 2 grade material on both the ceiling joist and the rafters. This provides for a stronger, truer, straighter construction. Another thing we always try to do in all of our closets, if you can walk into them, we always try to put an AC register just to get heat and AC inside the closets. So small things like that make a big difference. Another thing we always try to do, so we'll do chest of drawers in all of our closets. We always put a plug above the chest of drawers, just so if you have a charger or something you want to put up there, you can do that. So there again, just a small detail that makes a big difference once you're inside the home. So coming back this way, we have 2 bedrooms that's served by a single bathroom. Both of them are decent sized bedrooms with good sized closets. Yeah, so pre-wire wise, we do a lot of structured wiring. Not knowing who's going to buy the house, we try to put as much of it in as we can. So you can see here we have this wired for data and for TV. That's what these wires are for. But just try to think of all the things somebody might need once they buy the home and move into it.
I noticed there's a lot of wall outlets in every room in the house.
It'd be hard to do any structural changes at this point. We've already gone through our inspections with the town of Fairview. But as far as, electrical, low voltage, any of that stuff, that's certainly something we could accommodate. And then moving forward on the finish out, we have purchased some of the flooring, but really just depends on what and when that happens as to what we could do. The bathroom, obviously we got a spot for a linen cabinet here. This is pretty typical setup for our secondary bath shower. So we'll do a half wall. So you'll have a door, a frameless shower door here. There'll be a glass panel here, and we tuck the shampoo niche behind on the half wall so that you can't see all the shampoo bottles from outside of the showers. Another good sized bedroom. The fire system that we talked about earlier. So if they ever have to work on the fire system, this is the bleed valve. So they would shut off the double check valve where the water comes into the house and then open this valve up to drain the whole system out. So that's what that little guy is. And it'll be accessed from that door inside the closet. So this is going to be the study. So this will be 2 pocket doors. So you can either leave them open with a pocket into the wall, or you can shut them if you want the privacy and don't want to hear the noise from the rest of the house. This will be a nice feature. They're nice French doors. And then just a good sized study, plenty of room for a desk. Some people are using the studies more as a combination study / living area / TV room. So certainly try to accommodate all of that. And you can see some of the wiring that we did, structured wiring wise, ceiling speakers that we've done, or the wiring for the ceiling speakers. And then it also has a good sized closet as well for whatever you might need study wise and storage wise in your study. We always try to, another little minor detail, but still very important, we always wire for a printer inside the closets. So if you want to set a printer in here, you can do that without cluttering up the main part of the study. On the AC ductwork, you can see in the attic, each bend in the ductwork causes restrictions and you lose airflow. You can see how we've strapped everything up. And then we also use the plastic duct supports underneath each one of the straps that provides more support so that those don't get kinked or constricted. So just try to maximize the airflow coming out of the air conditioning systems. So we have 2 more bedrooms down this hallway. This will be a good sized linen closet that'll serve both of the bathrooms. And then each of the bedrooms have their own baths with showers. So good sized closet, as you can see there. And then the bathroom's a very good sized bathroom as well, with commode, vanity, good sized walk-in shower. And then we will have another linen cabinet inside the bathroom here as well. Some of our success is just having the same crews, knowing what our expectations are, what our requirements are, plus having them work around the trades before or after them also helps out in the continuity of just the flow of the job. But yeah, we've had our trim carpenter's been with us since day one, which is September of 1996, if you can imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah, our framer's been with us for probably 15 years. and it's probably framed, I don't know, 70 or 80 houses for us. So yeah, we certainly try to keep the good ones on our team. We'll probably pay a little bit more money for that, but in my mind, it's worth it because we get a better product. This is the utility room / mudroom. So this whole wall is going to be the utility portion. So we're going to have washer and dryer in the center. There'll be a sink over here, and then on this side will be a mudroom cabinet, and then also just a little drop zone, which will be a base cabinet where you could, drop phones or whatever and charge those. And that's there on the right side. And then still have a big closet underneath the stairs that can be used for pretty much anything. Good Costco closet or whatever. Not only are we doing a whole house water shut off inside the house, we also loop all the hose bibs on the outside of the house to a valve so that when it freezes or gonna freeze, you can just shut the water off here, drain off the hose bibs, and not have to worry about putting the little foam covers on. So just started that a couple years ago, but it's an easy solution to a big problem, especially when it's 20 degrees outside. You're trying to get hoses off and put the foam covers on. And then this is the front end of the fire protection system. Okay. So that's just a double check valve that starts that whole fire suppression system. We also do a lot of exterior plugs and lighting. We always bring the switches into a closet so that if you want to put timers or whatever you can, plus it frees up wall space inside the house so you don't see, a big bank of switches. So that's what those guys are for. It had a drop down, which would make it, they only use a media room. We're going to flatten it off so it could be used as a media room, a game room, another den, whatever.
Those are both great.
Just more flexibility, exactly. So I think we saw the living and the dining as we came in the front door.
It's kind of open. You have the living, you have the dining here.
Yep. And just some nice big windows to open up the backyard. Got a double oven, fridge, freezer.
On everything except a Bosch dishwasher.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So Genair and then a Bosch dishwasher, which you'll have a dishwasher here on the island along with a trash door and some other cabinet accessories. The whole wall is all cabinetry, so you have plenty of storage. So this is our prep kitchen / pantry. So you'll have another refrigerator here where the ice maker box is. We've also moved the microwave drawer, which are doing more drawers than the old, over-the-counter microwave. It'll be over here in this corner. You'll have a sink. You'll have another dishwasher, another trash drawer. Cabinets will stop about right here, and then everything beyond that will be shelves for a pantry, but you'll have a combination prep kitchen / pantry. So just a good spot. We did a pocket door here as well in case you just want to shut this off. Okay. A lot of people will put the small appliances in the prep kitchen just to clean up the countertop space in the kitchen. This will allow you just to shut the door, close all the stuff off that's in there, and have a nice clean kitchen. Family room has a great view of the backyard. That will be a French door there where that solid core door is now. We're going to use the same stone that we're using on the exterior of the home on the wood-burning fireplace. So this is a privacy hall leading to the pool bath, which will have a full shower. There'll be a linen cabinet here for pool towels. Obviously the vanity and the commode there where the trash can's located. This is the media room. We're currently raising up the drop just to give whoever buys it some flexibility on the use of the room. If we were to leave the drop, you're pretty much stuck with a media room. But by flattening everything off, you'll be able to use it as a family room, a den, media room, optional room, exactly, whatever you want. There will be some cabinets along this wall as well. So just another good living area adjacent to the other living areas of the house. See all the hamster tube that would be for a projector, and actually we've got one going back to the wiring panel in the attic. But all the wiring there, you see the white wires on the side, those are side speakers. So yeah, everything's wired for surround sound. Another thing I didn't point out, so you can see how we have the fire sprinkler heads drop down. So those are where beams are going to go so that those heads fall in the bottom of the beam. Oh, okay. So we have box beams in this room, I believe in the dining, and also in the family room. Staircases, we always do tread lights just for, it looks good, number one, but also more for a safety standpoint. But this will be oak treads with paint grade risers, skirts, and an oak handrail. So this will all be built in. It's a built base cabinet with doors, and then bookcase above just for displays or whatever else you want to use it for. But that whole wall will be cabinetry. Then you have another upstairs game room. Great view out towards the west. This has a 9-foot ceiling that pops up to 10 foot. So this is a storage room. My preference is to access everything through a regular door.
Yeah.
We didn't put one of the air handles up there, so we're going to frame that in and get rid of the attic stair. But yeah, this is just a good storage room. You can see all the structured wiring that we've done. That's what all these bundles of wire are for. So your equipment rack would sit right here. These wires are for the security system. So just a good spot for it, centrally located in the house, easy to get to. You can pull the rack out when you're hooking up equipment, so just makes it a lot easier once they go to put everything in. Good sized powder bath, just to serve the game room. And then just another good sized closet for whatever, whether it be for linens, and we'll probably set it up maybe half for linens, the other half just for storage. Upstairs bedroom has a real big closet, and then obviously full bath.
Yeah.
That's served by the game room. This we did change up from what the original design was. I think all they had before the fire was just a game room and maybe a big storage room.
Okay.
So this is all.
That's where a little extra
stuff.
square footage comes from.
So bathroom setup pretty much like the one downstairs that we looked at. We've got the shampoo niche on the back side of the half wall. So always try to bring some light in if we can to the bathrooms, and this window does just that. So obviously one thing we always preach to all of our trades is cleanliness, and it starts from day one. A lot of times the attic space are where cups and cans and stuff like that get thrown into, but we always try to keep them clean as we can.
Clean too.
Yep, no, we take pride in that. Water heaters will sit right behind you, Tom. Those aren't installed yet, but that's what these two vents are for.
Okay.
And then we also have 2 air handlers. Some of the stuff on here, that's a automatic damper control. So staying outside, we seal the houses up so well with the Tyvek and the full encapsulation foam. We've got to bring fresh air in just so that the air quality stays good inside the house, and that's what that thing does. We'll actually pull fresh air in just so that the air is exchanged as it should on a daily basis. And each one of the units has one of those fresh air intakes. But you can see how all the ductwork's suspended. And like I said, any kink or bend is where you lose airflow. So we always try to strap them up just to get the best airflow out of the system.
Yeah.
So, and all that results in lower utility bills for our customers. You loop everything hot water wise to the water heaters so that the water's continuously circulating. So wherever you turn on a faucet, you'll have hot water and not have to sit there and wait for it. And that'll mount just behind the water heaters once those are put in. So the floor of the attic will stay pretty much as you see it. We'll foam the rafter space so that the whole structure is encapsulated. So not only does it do a great job of soundproofing, you'll be able to tell an immediate difference in the sound quality inside the house once we get it foamed. It just becomes a lot quieter.
Pool's going to be resurfaced?
Yeah, so we've covered up the pool. We did that last May after the fire. It's still got water in it, but we'll drain it down. We'll re-plaster everything, and then obviously all new equipment for the pool.
Okay.
Haven't determined exactly what we're doing on the pool deck and the outdoor living area, but it'll definitely be either resealed or we'll cap it with either a paver or some type of porcelain.
Okay.
We'll landscape everything. It'll probably mean we'll do a complete new landscape, but we'll try to use some of the shrubs that are still in good shape.
Right.
Obviously, some of the stuff died last summer in the heat.
Yeah.
We'll pull that out, but yeah, well, no, we'll definitely do a master landscape plan like we do with all of our homes.
Right.
So.
And then the cabana managed to survive, it looks like.
The cabana survived. We got a little bit of work to do on the edge there. It got just a little bit of
Oh yeah, little
burn
rock.
marks on it,
Oh.
but we'll fix all that up at the right time.
And they had a pretty nice outdoor grill too.
There's an outdoor
GCS.
grill and a sink,
Yeah.
exactly out there.
So
So
it's already finished.
it's a good back door living area.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do beadboard on the ceilings. It'll be stained.